reached eyeball floatage?
Not quite.
Awesome.
Space, the final
Frontier.
These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Yeah, she's alive. Hey everybody, it's Steve!
Hello. Oh man, I'm so glad you're getting out here. We could use some security.
Yeah.
Hi.
Mr. Dengler.
All right.
I'm getting everyone.
All right. Once Steve is done hugging everybody, we are just immediately going to make him drive this bus.
Yeah. There you go. Steve can drive while you go.
Steve is going to
take a spell.
Jump right in.
Steve is going to drive the bus for a while.
Yeah,
What?
gotta.
I
Watch
do
out
have
for
one
the-
question
It's all
for
you.
Steve immediately.
Why'd you wear the red?
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you want to die?
This is the character I play in Star Trek Continues. It is Security Chief Drake.
Nice.
And given that I have these nice rank bands,
Oh, yeah.
and that I'm executive producer, I think they'll find it challenging to kill me off. I also kind of finance it, so that's another.
So what they do is they kill you off, then you come back wearing a mustache.
Well, and that's cool.
And
Or
you'll be like, I am Drake's twin.
well, we could also do like a Skin of Evil thing where it's a major plot turn, and that'd be cool.
See, what separates, just like some guy cosplaying as a, as a Star Trek character.
Which is awesome. Don't be
that's
dissing
cool.
that, man.
But a real uniform is the boots.
Well, I gotta tell you,
You got the boots are really what
I
makes it.
assume you
This-
have to get those custom.
every
made
element of this costume is as faithful to the original as possible. The boots were made by the same people that made the boots for the original series.
Wow.
The pants are the little sparkly Anavos pants, which were the original series.
my God.
This tunic is made from remaining fabric from the original series. This is as authentic as it could possibly be.
Gosh,
This
yeah,
is.
that feels like
How did
60s
you even do
fabric.
that?
I could walk.
Wow.
We have an incredible number of talented and connected people attached to the production,
Do this for
and we're
a
taking
while.
it very seriously. We're kind of
Like, I mean,
The original series probably didn't use fabric.
well. Now, hold on. So I don't know if you know our captain on the series is Vic Mignogna, and he's sort of the passion driving the project. Todd Habercorn is our Spock. Grant Imahara is our Sulu.
yeah.
There's so many amazing people. Okay, so who's our Scotty? Christopher Doohan, son of James Doohan.
Yeah.
So he's been on the original sets when he was a kid, and he has on numerous occasions, as we were walking around the set, said, this is virtually indistinguishable from the original production.
That's amazing.
The only difference is the original production, I understand, used hugely powerful lights because of the limitations of the cameras at the time. And so the actors were always basically getting baked and sweating, and so our lights don't have to be quite as powerful. But in every other respect, it's pretty much as faithful as we could possibly make it to the original series.
That's awesome.
Is this like I remember there was a story that on the Enterprise when they were doing that when they did their like episode where they go back to
Yes,
go to the mirror universe, they actually had to use a fan.
Absolutely.
Set. Is this the set that are you guys?
I don't know. I think there are 1 or 2 sets around. My understanding is that ours is the biggest and most complete. There's a couple of other bridges out there, but we have sick bay, bridge, we've got captain's quarters, guest quarters, conference room. Like we've got a lot of hallways. We've got a lot of stuff.
Wow.
I think next up
the one
is
hallway that you can run back and forth.
actually we have a lot of hallways. We have at least we have some really sweet turbo lifts. We have. It's an all volunteer crew, shockingly, right? Because Paramount CBS isn't going to let anybody make money off of this. Not that we're trying to by any stretch of the imagination, but it's all volunteers, just people that love the original series and want to keep making more.
So like this is probably better built than the original
I mean, they had a budget back in those days, so it's hard to say that it would be better built, but what is amazing is that, you know, the technology we have these days lets us do a lot of things more easily than they would have been able to do it at the time.
More with less.
So, and the kind of the CGI that we can do and some of the shots that we can rig up and green screen and stuff, these were just not even options. So we've already had our first full episode. It's StarTrekContinues.com. Go there, you can watch it. There's a couple of vignettes and a full episode. The first episode is called Pilgrim of Eternity. And if you haven't seen it, it's pretty mind-blowing because we shot it with Michael Forrest, who played Adonis in the original series, Humorous Radaneus, and he returns to reprise his character as Apollo. And except he's appearing as an older version of Apollo for reasons that become evident in the script. And I mean, first of all, this is a guy that's a consummate, incredibly professional actor. I mean, he's done so many amazing things in his career, and the war stories he's got are unbelievable, and just a pleasure to work with. But you know, there's a real solid connection between Chris and, you know, Michael. There's actually solid connections to the original series, and we're having a blast. We're just doing it because we love it. Nobody's making money, quite the contrary.
It was like that episode was a good episode, but I think it shows that you guys were having a lot of fun.
We were having a lot of fun, absolutely. So we just finished shooting our second episode, which I can't say too much about, but the guest star has been disclosed, and it's Lou Ferrigno, who played the Hulk in the 70s, 80s, I guess 70s version of the Hulk series. So he returns to play a pretty badass character, and I've got to say, I had a bigger role this time, and I enjoyed it. They're still not letting the security officer kick any butt, and I'm kind of
It's Star Trek. The security officer never actually gets to.
Actually, and I was saying this to Vic. I was saying, if anything, the security officer gets his butt kicked.
Exactly.
So that's the point of the like.
Well,
here's the big tough guy who's our security officer. Would you like to kick his butt? Okay.
You'll chill in the car.
Out of my chair.
You want it?
No, let him drive for a little while.
You can drive for a while.
You get to drive for a little while.
But there's the running joke that Worf always got knocked out immediately whenever he tried to.
Exactly. You're like, this is the biggest, roughest, toughest guy we could possibly put in front of you, you know. And now we're going to establish that you're an alien bad boy by you kicking Worf's butt. You know, later in the series, and then when Worf transitioned to DS9, he really got his day, though. He was. You know, they really fleshed that character out as someone
He was
who
the
wouldn't.
reason to watch DS9.
Oh yeah, he was definitely one of the highlights of DS9 for sure.
So like, if you're not like a huge Trekkie, is this series still going to be something?
It's hard to know. I mean, it's especially in light of some of the stuff that we've got going. I say we as a Trek community have going with. You know, compare and contrast to J.J. Abrams. You're like, a lot of people feel that the Abrams movies have taken Star Trek and sort of boiled it down to like a buddy cop action flick, and you're like,
right.
You know, and that's okay. I mean, they make money, but is it? And I've heard that I don't know him, but I've heard from people that do know J.J. Abrams that he really is a Star Trek, like a lover, like of Star Trek. So. You know, he's doing it in his own way, in the way that, you know, Michael Bay does Transformers, and if you want to get Ash to throw something at you, just say Michael Bay Transformers, and you'll have something.
I'll throw something.
Yeah. It's but anyway, it's, you know what it is? It's an alternate window into the Star Trek universe for people that, you know, want that sort of compare and contrast. And you know, I don't want to take anything away from the movies. I really enjoyed them, but when I watch them, I don't think, yeah, this is Star Trek. I think, you know, Star Trek's kind of corny, kind of campy, but in a good way. Yeah. You know, it's got, you know, it's not about how many phaser blasts per minute. It's not about how many bad guys get vaporized. It's more about, you know, exploring a situation, like, and some of the situations in TOS were completely ridiculous, right? But they would take something, it would be an allegory for something was happening in the world, they'd explore it, they'd have fun with it, and you know, it's fun to sort of go back to that place and be returning to the roots. And you know, I think there's a lot of people out there. I mean, we were at Phoenix Comic-Con, and where we premiered the first episode, and the room was packed, and it was 4,000 people or something like that in the main room, and it was just packed. We signed posters for. Like, we just stayed until everyone, you know, had their poster signed, and it was hours and hours and hours. There's clearly a huge appetite for it, and it's amazing the people you meet, like our corporate lawyer at XE, actually our corporate lawyer and our IP lawyer. The moment I mentioned, they're like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So it's like, you know, it's for them, it's something that never should have stopped, and we're kind of continuing the tradition, so it's kind of cool.
I mean, even if it's not a part of your childhood, like I didn't watch Star Trek at all, any of it, until I was an adult, because we didn't have TV channels, really, when I was growing up. So Jeremy and I watched through, I think we got through about season 1 of the original series before I just couldn't take it anymore. I don't have a lot of patience with really old shows and stuff, but I see the charm, and I see what was good. And then we moved on to TNG, and
TNG's fantastic.
Oh yeah, great. And we're working on DS9 now.
Yep.
And there's lots of really great stuff. But I think even if you went and watched just a little bit of the original series, like I'd seen an episode here and there before. If you watch just a few, you really immediately get what the flaws are, but also what the charm is, and why it was a great thing.
The flaws make it easy to love.
Yeah, I mean, this felt to me like something that was picking up on all the best parts of that and showing how much it loved it and updating it a bit, because I mean, as much as it was forward-thinking for its time, it's still horrifyingly misogynist and all that kind of stuff.
Well, you have to remember though, the concept of having a female ranking officer on the bridge, black, I mean, that's just like mind-blowing for the time, right? Multicultural crew, absolutely. A Russian, like absolutely.
Japanese, right? Susan's Japanese,
absolutely.
But so then this, I feel like what you guys have is now, it's a slightly modernized, like it's not modernized enough to take away the old school charm. It has the old school charm, but it's like those little things that were good for the time but have improved since then. Those are, have been updated a little bit, and it's just, it's all the goodness, and it's just, it's really charming. I think
they're friendly.
Is a good description for the feel of it.
I have to say,
I just like to congratulate. I like the way that you sat, your consummate professional just sat down. You've done this so much driving
the bus
before. You just sat down, started doing it.
Why not?
Probably, no worries.
Didn't even
a lot of times we have guests come in here and they're like, how do I do stuff again?
Did the Al Jazeera guy crash the bus?
Sorry?
No.
Almost.
We were like,
Really
He
close.
was a consummate professional.
Well, just to go back to the Star Trek thing, so I'm of the generation where I watched Star Trek when it originally ran. And I remember as a kid watching the original Star Treks with my dad late at night. And because he was a sci-fi fan, and so he wanted me to watch it because he was so excited because it was the first sci-fi series that hit the TV. And so I had a huge crush on James T. Kirk. As soon as I figured out what boys were, I wanted to marry James T. Kirk.
well, it's funny.
But you know what? It was because of his role in that, and I was really young. I was like 4 or 5 or something, and that stuck with me. I mean, I still am a huge Shatner fan.
Well, there's a scene in Pilgrim of Eternity where, I mean, they do so many, I say we, but that scene, I wasn't in it. They were doing so many homages to the original series. So there's a scene where someone rings the buzzer at Kirk's quarters, and he's of course got his shirt off, and he turns around. It's like this moment was like pulled right from the old series, like an excuse to have the shirt off for that.
Well, yeah, and his shirt always gets cut, right? Every time.
Exactly.
And he's always rolling.
But I remember when Bill was little, so of course, we didn't have TV for a long time, and then when I allowed TV in the house, the Star Trek was the first thing they were allowed to watch, because I thought that was important, and multicultural, and
absolutely.
People working together, and so we would watch these episodes of Star Trek together, the original ones, the ones that you watched with Jeremy. And we would talk about it, and everybody knows the episode where, I can't remember what it's called, but where Spock and Kirk have that battle on Vulcan, and Bones gives him the shot so that he loses oxygen and he looks like he dies, and all this kind of stuff. So we're watching this, Bill's like 5 or 6, and I've told them all the way along, don't worry, no one ever really dies. So Kirk dies, in the ring with that big music. You guys know what that music is, that great Vulcan music.
Oh, the Vulcan, okay.
Yeah,
big fight.
Yeah, and so he dies in the ring, and then it cuts to commercial, right? Because that's where it goes. And both my kids are bawling. You said Kirk wouldn't die, Mom. You said Kirk wouldn't die. And I'm like, I knew that he was okay, but I didn't want to give it away. And I'm like, no, just wait. He's like, you lied.
Actually,
you said Kirk wouldn't die.
Steven, as a point, as a pilot, I would have to insist that red goes on port and green goes on starboard.
Okay, well.
I'm
not a pilot.
I do feel like Star Trek, the original series, is enough of a piece of our North American cultural heritage that it's worth watching a little bit just to inform yourself of current and recent culture. Even if you're not a Star Trek fan, you don't watch the whole thing. It's kind of like Jeremy had an English prof once who told them, if you're not aware of what's happened, like who Lady Gaga is, you guys can hate her, But if you don't know who she is, you are culturally illiterate.
Actually,
Knowing
he was
current
talking
pop
specifically
music
about
and
Jersey
stuff like
Shore.
that.
If you don't know what Jersey Shore is, you are culturally illiterate.
Yeah,
I know
so
what
just
it
being
is.
aware of those things is an important part of knowing, you know,
Yeah, they're just
what our
part of
culture
the
is
sort of
and where it's
cultural
come from.
landscape.
Yeah,
You don't have to
exactly.
like it necessarily, but just sort of be.
I know there's a show called Hillbilly Handfishing, and that seems like the dumbest thing ever, but...
Steve, I have a question with
Go
regard to authenticity vis-a-vis
Yes.
the cuffs of your pants.
Yep.
They seem that like they are brought in a little bit. They don't look like they are the full bell bottom. Am I wrong in that?
I don't know. I do know that they were they were provided by Anavos, and Anavos are the same people that provided the pants for the original series. So
Did they
apparently
not in the
supposed to be.
original series change it a bit like, you know, Tintin? He's got the puffy pants for a while and then they get straight. Did that
They
not
changed
develop
it
over
in
time?
movies, didn't
What I mostly actually remember is the episode of Next Gen where DeForest Kelly's in it, and he's still got the flared pants.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Now,
Yes.
now the crown is not normally part of your uniform.
Correct.
Correct.
I just thought as
Special for Desert Bus.
I believe honorary. If you look really closely, I don't know if you have a
It says
close up on
honorary
that.
king.
It says honorary king
We
as
can
a
take it over.
driver from our little the fun we had last year.
All right, guys.
Wrong way. Hold on. I'll get it.
We need to do some prize stuff right now.
Prizes.
Oh,
There
you
we
know
go.
what?
Prizes.
Honorary
So many-
king.
I've got a phaser in my
Very nice.
green bag.
A
over there.
phaser.
Well, not really phaser. I'll just put that over
Main
there.
compartment?
So really quickly, guys, the 4 custom dice bag donation drive ended a couple
Yep.
minutes ago.
Just open the main compartment.
It was a
It's fine.
$6.11 challenge, and the winner was Someone Call Me Tim. So congratulations to Someone Call Me Tim. That donation drive, $1,368.64, which is
Oh, that's
fantastic.
cool, too.
But we're not stopping there. We're just going to go right into the next thing because we have a lot of stuff today.
We
So
want to give you stuff.
this is the WotC D&D package number 2. We are starting this immediately. It's 12:26. We're going to 12:55. We're going to do a $5.01 donation drive, as low as I'm willing to go. And Tally is going to show you what you could win if you donate $5.01 or multiple thereof in the next half an hour, 28 minutes or so.
All right, so we have, I think we have maybe one more of these left after this, but one of our final remaining copies of Murder in Baldur's Gate.
Murder!
Murder. Final sentence of the description says, the city is rife with corruption, and through it all the body count keeps rising. It's very dramatic.
Why is corruption always what you're rife with? Couldn't you be rife with something else?
Bees?
Rife with puppies.
You were
Rife with
Rife with
puppies.
puppies.
Rife
I like
with
rife with bees!
human compassion.
So that's the point. It's rife with corruption, and
got
you
picked.
need to, as the adventurers, change it so that they are rife
Rife
with human
with-
compassion.
I still
That
feel,
is your mission.
Or in human corpses.
That too.
As somebody who's played a lot of D&D, I think if there's a lot of strange murders going on, look for the adventuring party. It's
I would say-
probably the reason why a lot of strange murders are going on.
I would say that they're probably in fact going on in a hole just outside of town where there's
Is it true you stopped at a
gold
bus stop?
coming out of.
Yeah, I did.
That's-
Twice. I did
Yeah,
too.
look for the new
Other
guys
people
in
have done
town
it
that
since,
have a
but
whole
I
bunch of
started
mismatched
it.
armor and a ton
I
of
started
money
the
to spend.
chain. People aren't afraid.
I remember being halfling and not having enough money
Jeremy's
for
the pro. He's the one who taught
Do you
me.
stop the A button?
Yeah, here, let me show this and I'll tell you. So, we also have a book, a D&D book. This is by Paul S. Kemp. It's The Godborn. It's the shadow legacy of Erebus Kale lives even as his old foe Mephistopheles seeks to stamp it out at any cost. Kale's son Vastin, unmoored in time by the God Mask, has thus far been shielded from the Archdevil's dark schemes, sheltered among the servants of the Lord of Light who have raised him since birth. Now the veil has been lifted.
Now, I
That's
believe-
like a novel?
It's a novel, yes, D&D novel. And then we have another one by R.A. Salvatore called The Companions. So you have a D&D adventure and 2 D&D novels
These are
for
the
all your
first-
entertainment needs.
Tally, these are the first 2 books in the Sundering series,
Ah.
which is their transitional series to take the Forgotten Realms from what they were doing with it in 4th edition to what they're doing with it next.
Okay, cool.
Magic system.
So that is the Magic Pack, D&D pack, lots of D&D entertainment. And we are running that till when, James?
Till I wrote it down.
$5.01.
12:55.
That's right.
So 26 more minutes, guys. We'll get that up on the clock so you guys are reminded of what's going on.
So,
is there
Can you
something
remind me of
special
the
happen?
art challenge, too?
And there is still an art challenge going on for another half an hour. If you go to desertboss.org and check out one of the most recent blog entries, you will see that it is a art challenge to draw Bill. What was the exact term?
Pardon me?
eyeball floatage.
Eyeball floatage.
On car trip, needed to pee.
You take that
eyeball
as you will. It's a little.
Good to see you again.
So
Good to see you, man.
Jeremy's gonna. I'm gonna see if I've got this right and remember it. And
Yes.
Jeremy's gonna correct me.
it's-
He was my teacher.
say 10.
So when you see a bus stop, the biggest trick, part of the biggest trick is seeing the bus stop in time. Because you look, it looks like you can see a long ways down that road because it's such an
Okay.
old game. It actually the bus stop pops up quite
Is
fast.
it on the right side or the left
It's
side?
always on the right
Challenge
side.
to
Okay.
So what you have to do is go up
Thank
to
you.
the bus stop, and as you're approaching it, this is the brake
Right.
actually.
Oh, interesting, okay.
So as you're approaching it, you're actually going to hit the brake and start slowing down. And the trick is to slow down slow enough. You kind of have to go back and forth between the brake and the accelerator sometimes, so you get close enough to the bus stop and you're not stopped until you are. The bus stop sign is usually going to be about here on your
It should be
screen
about halfway across the right window.
when you're over on the side of the road, and
Now,
that's
and what
where
happens
you
if
stop.
you what happens if you don't get it right?
If you don't get it right, you crash. You
That's
can't
a crash?
start again. Yeah, because you can't start
That's
the
a
bus
pretty
stop
big
again.
stakes
Right.
there. Then.
It is, right? It
Now
is.
coming up to a
But
bus
that's
stop?
why I tried it, because I already crashed, so we're like, let's just give it a shot,
Got
and
it.
it worked. And then the trick is you hit the C button
Right.
twice rapidly to open the door and then close the door, and then you got to accelerate again and get going.
Now, at the beginning of the run, I really wanted to stop at bus stops, and James was like, "No, we're going for a record. We want a record number of points," and so we put it to a vote. And the chat voted that I would not stop, so I didn't stop. But then Tally crashed, and so after that,
And all bets are off
all
at
bets
that
are
point.
off.
Exactly.
So Tally stopped at.
Oh, maybe you schemed and plotted and somehow bribed me into crashing so we could do bus
Ooh.
stops. How has nobody come up with that conspiracy theory yet?
But so Tally stopped at a
It's a
few,
long
and then
game,
Graham
Tally.
stopped at 7 on his shift.
Like the long game.
And we are now tracking
the
bus
earrings.
stops.
Thank you.
So
Sweet.
yeah.
So, is there a major downside if I try for one and fail?
Well,
Other than
you crashed.
other than I crash the bus?
Now the other thing is we have the what do we have,
To build
Jeremy? That's new this year. What is it?
Oh yes, we have a
Crashing,
Sorry,
you know,
we
on
have.
my run, this is.
Oh, that's true. It would be your crash, wouldn't it?
But
I'm crashing it right now. Then let's go.
I trusted
Bill.
you, all right?
But Jeremy has this thing. What is this thing?
We have this mobile application, which we call.
Dude,
it.
I
Yeah.
love it, dude.
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
just love the visibility into the Chivos. Are we allowed to just bang off a few Chivos?
Well,
Or do you have to sort
We've
of
done a lot.
come by them naturally?
You kind of do. It depends on the
Most
Chivo.
of them
We're
are
very, very, very close to reaching 1.7 or 6 million.
1.6 million lifetime is
We're
in
like
about.
within a couple $100.
It's
I
a
think
13.
wow.
No, it's 1300.
Yes, there's an app. It's iOS only though.
Yeah.
It's a drinking game now too. Whenever he says app.
But also in the app.
Well, I don't
Sorry,
see
we
any
talked about
alcohol.
the
Where's the alcohol?
No.
Drinking game for the
Yes.
chat. Okay.
The chat has a very
Have one for
damaged
me,
liver at
somebody.
this point.
Have
But in
a
the
couple
app, we
for
have
me.
these fun little driver stats, so that people can also
All right,
track all
all
the
right.
points, crashes, stops,
So the
etc.
thing is, if you look at this, the thing is that maybe you don't want any crashes, but if you have a crash, you could fill up each of these little icons.
Oh, has anyone
right?
done that?
No, I tried. I was so close, and then I
So we
crashed
need a bug
again,
splat
and
and
I
a
couldn't get a
stop.
bug splat.
I think someone has the set. I'm not entirely sure.
Ian or Graham might.
I think Ian.
I think Ian got the
I
set.
think Ian got the whole
Everything.
Yeah, that's what I was
No, you
after I
didn't
crashed.
crash.
That's what I was going
Did
for.
Ian
So I mean, that's the
crash?
thing. You
No.
No, Ian didn't
you could
crash.
try for no crashes, or you could just try. It's like bingo, right? You want to fill all your spaces. So, you know.
Graham might have done it because he did crash, and I believe he stopped at a stop sign.
So
Steve,
Hey, I was worried I wouldn't see you.
hug, quick,
How you
frustrating
doing?
hug. I'm
That's
good.
okay. We're good.
Hey, Jamie.
I'd crash the bus for you, Jamie. No
I was
problem.
watching.
Oh. Yeah, Graham has the full set.
I was watching.
okay.
So just in case.
Yeah, he was like, look out, look out, look out. Can I?
Backseat driving.
I don't want to. When you have an open spot, I'd love to do some shout outs. I promise people some shout outs,
You know
but I
what?
don't want to step on anything.
No, it's okay. That's all good. Now is probably a good time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good time.
Tally, would you please bring me my little black purse?
I would.
Man purse?
How long are we supposed to do the black and white thing?
Very elegant man.
There was no time defined. Is it bugging you, Paul? Are you feeling?
Not in particular. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I have so many shouts that I had to write them down. It actually took me 2 days to remember all my shouts. So here we go. So people, causes, and things I'd love to do a shout out to that I've been involved with over the last year. So here's some fun ones. So I've continued my affiliation with Double Fine. and Tim Schafer and the wonderful people at Double Fine. And for those of you that haven't played Middle Manager of Justice, you should do that actually, because it's completely free to play. And it's a lot of fun. It's on iOS now, but oh no, it's on iOS and Android, so go and grab it. I actually got to contribute a character, a superhero, to Middle Manager of Justice.
Nice.
It was a character I created in high school called Cosmic Crowbar, and he actually ends up appearing in the game, which I thought was awesome.
This is a game where you are basically you are the person who calls out superheroes to help with specific things and needs to sort of manage
Exactly. It's an isometric sort of resource or personnel management game, and you're the sort of boring, humdrum regional manager of Justice Corp Branch 132 or whatever it is.
That could be relevant for our book there.
It's true, yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
You know about our superhero collection, of course.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, we should actually get you to contribute to this.
But for the benefit of anyone who doesn't know out there in internet land, why don't you just
Sure. We have a you know that we've had in the past $6 secrets.
Yes.
Where we had to ask everyone for a secret, and
Yes.
some generous folks have said that they will donate for that. We we are this year collecting $7 superheroes.
Wow.
Where we ask each person to come up with a superhero.
Presumably, Cosmic Crowbar would count as one of those. It is and I can show you.
There's art.
Yes, I gotta log in here without crashing the bus.
Steve, I'm worried.
It's gotta be a Chivo.
I'm
man.
worried, Steve.
It's gotta be a Chivo, man.
Yeah.
I know that playing a game was a Chivo and dancing's a Chivo, but how about entering a complicated password while driving the bus? All right, here we
Make sure
go.
you don't show the password to the
Left.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
You'll recall, Steve, that there have been years where we have played Desert Bus and other video games simultaneously.
Jeremy had to drive blindfolded for a while, and he was only allowed to steer left when the creepy doll stroked his face.
Really? I missed that.
It was
Delightful.
quite.
All right, I don't know why. Left. You know what, Tally? Maybe you can dig for it.
Right.
I've got a actually I've got a chunk of it. I don't know why I don't have the full one, but maybe you can hold that up to the
Driver cam.
driver cam. Cosmic Crowbar.
Cool.
Now, in my original version, didn't have arms and legs. It was just literally a crowbar.
I love what the crowbar top does for his like cool hair. He's got this like
Absolutely.
thing going.
So I guess Cosmic Crowbar is going to be my superhero. All right, so Drop Chord also came out from Double Fine, which is a pretty fun game. I also have tons of codes for these things, and I don't know how to give them away, but we'll figure out some pseudo-random or pseudo-fair way of doing that. I've been working with a couple of guys, really young, cool guys, and they go by the name Spiffy Games, and they just released the other day a cool, kind of crazy, sort of manic game called Super Fun Time, which is also on the App Store, so you should check that out. Let's see. Oh, Ash and I appeared as playable characters in Team 2-Bit's Fist Puncher, which if any of you ever played Double Dragon or River City Ransom, it's a beat-em-up game, and we're actually unlockable playable characters in the game, which is awesome, and it's a ton of fun too. I believe that's absolutely. I believe it's available on Steam, and I can get codes for that too. We'll figure out some way to do that. Ash and I are also characters in Saturday Morning RPG by Mighty Rabbit, and that's available for iOS, and it's also available on Steam as well, and I can get codes hooked up for that. I played a pretty badass character in Nuka Break Season 2, which is now fully online, and by Wayside, and those are amazing guys. I have I made a little bit.ly for it because the YouTube URL was really crazy. It's bit.ly/Nuka2, Nuka2. So if you want to watch that series, it's a continuation of the Nuka Break web series with directed by Vince Talenti and starring Zach Finfrock and Aaron Giles and Tybee Disson and stuff
it's
like
specifically set in.
It's set in the Fallout 3 universe, actually Fallout New Vegas, which was amazing because we actually got Tim Kaine and Chris Avallone to be in the season 2 as pretty substantial characters, which was so much fun. So you actually have some of the heavies, the godfather of Fallout, and some of the heavies from Fallout in the thing. So that's something to check out. It's a lot of fun to watch. I've already mentioned, obviously, Star Trek Continues. What else we have here? Mike It Be Life, Teal Sharers. You've actually we
gave away
the
a
script.
shooting script.
Yeah,
from,
which I signed
earlier.
twice because I was a bit of a yeah. I forgot I'd signed it the
I
first
think
time.
one of the provisions from one of the bidders anyway was that they would only bid if you agreed to sign it a third time. I don't
That's
know.
100% fine with me. I'll
I don't
sign it
know if that was
100
the winner,
times if
but
you want.
yeah.
What else?
Yeah, speaking of follow, we actually have a Wasteland print that's going to be going up very soon.
Right, Brian Fargo donated that from, and that is that's the extremely rare one, right? The litho from.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Right.
That's beautiful.
Actually, hang on.
There are not many of those around.
There, right?
I'm going to interrupt with my own shout out real fast. I, as prize mistress, prizes and sponsorship coordinator, would like to do a shout out to Steve. Because Steve was one of the people who helped me wrangle a whole bunch of really awesome stuff. He donated a bunch of stuff that he had been collecting for us all year, and then he helped wrangle some really cool things from all of the people that he knows. So some of those things that you have seen and drooled over have actually come from or through Steve, including, let's see, we've got Bonnie Burton calling in this afternoon. She has a prize pack that you had her send us, which is awesome. It's all craft stuff, which is so great.
She's so awesome.
And the lithograph prints,
which is
which are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
I think you had to donate to the Kickstarter at the 5,000 or 10,000 level to get one of those.
It was high, and it looked from their site like some of them had been sold, but they were like $300 like prints.
But I don't think those ones were signed. Anyway, there aren't many, and they're very valuable.
These are the signed and numbered ones as well, and they're just
beautiful. Not to mention amazing.
So pretty. I didn't even play the game. I don't have time to play games, but I'm like, holy crap!
Hey,
if you didn't
play the original Wasteland, it's actually something that they've re-released actually. So as part of the Wasteland 2, they're re-releasing Wasteland 1 for modern system.
This is the time of year for me to start collecting those things because Desert Bus is almost over, and I get some Christmas vacations, so I might have gameplay time. But yeah, lots of really cool stuff, and we've got an auction for something. So yeah, thank you to Steve for doing that. It made my life easier, and it made some really awesome stuff available for you guys. So.
Well, you're welcome.
Cool. Steve, did you have any more shoutouts?
About a third of the way through.
Oh, geez.
You've been busy.
I'll speak, shockingly. Let's see, Wayside got it, Teal Share, Rolling. Oh, and hey, Mike It Be Life, the previous season, won an IAW TV award, as did Jeff Lewis 5-Minute Comedy Hour, both of which I'm executive producer for. And that was fun. We got to pick up some IAW TV awards in Vegas in, I think it was January, February, so that was amazing. Shout out to Jeff and Teal, because you guys are awesome. And Sean, obviously, and everyone attached to those productions. Let me see. Wayside got it. Rolling. Oh yeah, well, Bill Duran, who donated the amazing space gun, and I guess I can tell a little bit more about that story, and Punish Prop at 2 o'clock. And obviously Harrison, who made a ton of the props that I've been collecting over the last few years, as well as he custom made a terrible combat shotgun for my shoot on season 2 of Nuka Break.
That was the one with the amazing box that was also...
And then it was undoing, and it's got these mags that pop in. Oh man, it was my favorite weapon from the game, and so when I got word that I was coming back to have a bigger role, I said, well, I gotta have a prop, and who else but Harrison. Okay, 5 Live Studio. They're the people that were behind Syndicate. The people were behind Syndicate originally, and they're doing a spiritual sequel to Syndicate called Satellite Rain. Oh.
Been interrupted by the dance.
Yeah, no sweat, man.
Mandatory dance party.
Is this authentic 1960s style Star Trek dance?
I haven't got a clue. What would Kirk do?
Probably the Shepherd Shuffle.
He'd probably do the flying body slam, right?
Yeah.
Or the feet one. Sideways feet one.
You gotta get both arms.
Yeah, he does the both arms one.
Yeah. I've got the bus. Oh, that's it? All right.
So 30-second dance breaks.
Yes. Take it the wrong way if I said I wanted to touch your phaser. Now you're putting your
only if you practice safe gun safety.
Gunplay.
Safe phasering.
Yeah. Done.
All right, let me speed up the shoutouts and then we can get back to it because I'm monopolizing this. But it's relevant because a lot of the people I've sort of asked nicely and twisted arms and stuff to line stuff up for Desert Bus, so it's only fair.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, if you look at on the website, in the giveaways and stuff, all the stuff that says from Dracogen, That's this
That's
guy.
all.
Well, sometimes it's from me, or sometimes I just help line it up. So I mean, a lot of times it's not fair to say from Dracogen, and maybe it's.
But he helped
Oh yeah,
with
just
it.
play with it.
That's
Actually,
been so-
go ahead, go nuts. It's fun. If you hit the back button, the circular one at the very rear, and then pull the trigger, it overloads. Do it. Oh, you got to turn it.
Or this one?
That one there, you got to turn it,
Okay.
and then you've set it to overload,
So good.
and you blew up the moon base.
Nice.
Again.
Again,
Always
exactly.
responsible for that.
So I'm pretty excited about Satellite Rain. If you go to the Megacynics Facebook page, I put a little gallery there, and you can actually see the concept artwork for me as the super bad villain in Satellite Rain. And I've got to say, it looks pretty crazy awesome.
There's just a list of games I need to check out after.
Penny Arcade, yeah, it does actually. Penny Arcade, Rainslick, Precipice of Darkness. In episode 3, I was the king of Horkwall, and I returned to reprise my role in Rainslick 4, which is also an awesome game.
Nice.
Z-Boyd, man, they make their
there's the new
stuff.
style ones.
I
Yeah, like the
love
Z-Boyd.
that stuff, man. In Exile, Wasteland 2, and Torment. I kicked into those games pretty high, and they gave me. And actually in some of those games I helped even more, so that's been a pile of fun to work with. And Brian Fargo's just one of the nicest people on the face of the earth. Not like that jerk Chris Avalon, he's a jerk.
So what basically,
Actually, Chris is awesome too. So.
What you're saying is a large portion of the indie game industry is responsible. Responsible for.
Let's put it this way. I have, throughout my childhood, I derived an immense amount of satisfaction and pleasure from a lot of games, and it's amazing to be in a position to return some of that, you know what I mean, into the industry. So that karma into the industry.
In many cases, by working with the original creators of the games that
and
we
that's the
play.
part that really, gets me excited. And then a lot of times there's an opportunity for an artifact or a location, like in Project Eternity, I get to have an inn with my own little characters inside the inn, and actually there's going to be a pretty cool Easter egg in that inn. So, you get to work with, games that you loved as a kid, the original creators of them doing something new, and you get to make a little mark in it and have a little bit of influence on it, and it's a lot of fun. So, okay, Obsidian, Project Eternity. So, I don't know if you heard, but Megacynics won Best Webcomic in the Geeky Awards, which was pretty awesome.
Awesome.
And it is a pretty good webcomic, I have to say.
My
Ash does an
mom
amazing.
reads it now.
There's the. I love the gifts coming this year. There it is.
Yeah.
I could have done it if we put a mattress down. I'll do a full-blown sidekick, and to whoever you say.
Steve, my mom reads Megacynics now. I think because Ash did those wonderful coloring pages for
Yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
wedding. And that in particular, my mom was so excited to meet Ash, and then she follows on Facebook and reads the comics and everything. It's great.
I'm so happy with the way that's working out. I mean, it was, initially I was like, oh, we'll give it a shot for a year or two, and I'm really liking the way it's going. So I'm really happy with it. And Ash is, don't tell her I said this. She's awesome. She's a pretty good sister. She's an okay sister. She's okay.
All right, Chad. Yeah, keep that on the DL, Chad.
Yeah. What else? Okay, let's run through this. F and Funny, I don't know if that's Sandeep Parikh's company who played Zabu in The Guild. He did a wonderful web series called Save the Supers, and I have a cameo on that as a superhero called Brainwave. I don't know if that counts as another superhero. I think I put the picture of that on the in the Megacynics 2013 highlights if you want to check that out. Is there a Chivo for that?
No,
there's
but
a
the
whole
chat has been keeping a careful log
Very
of
careful
flushes and dollars per flush, etc.
Yeah, well, that was one.
Guess what the spreadsheet of the flushes is called?
I'm going to feel stupid that I can't guess it. Go ahead.
The flow chart!
That's pretty good. That is really good. Whoever came up with that, that's good. You rock.
Tally, you and I have similar.
That's good? That's good?
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Just as a warning, I've just been informed that we actually have a very special call-in happening that's going to be in about a little over 10 minutes. Yeah. And
I won't take 10 more minutes to do.
No, it's okay. I just want to let everyone know that this is coming up because we just found out ourselves.
Is it related to me or?
It is not related to you, but it is very exciting. I think you'll appreciate it.
All about this.
I also have something very important. 500 flushes! Finally!
Was that you that run up there?
Not only was it 500 who did the 500, I didn't because I thought we were only one away from 500. That was a wasted flush!
Come on, Jay.
James was wasted flush.
I think I was actually $4.99.
Who was 500?
Me wasting water.
Everybody, do the flush dance.
What's the flush dance? Okay.
That's really dangerous.
Gotta watch the bus though.
Sit down.
30 seconds, right? Who picks the music?
It's random.
Yeah. We push a button and a random 30-second music clip comes on.
From YouTube or something?
Yeah, we have a.
We have like a list of like
we have about
250.
250 songs.
Oh, cool. All right.
Just push a button and it goes on.
That didn't seem like 30 seconds.
It never does.
Also-
it's never long enough.
Also, just as a quick reminder, we've got about 5 more minutes for the donation drive. $5.01 for the Wizards D&D package, which contains the Murder in Baldur's Gate adventure.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, the first part of the Sundering Adventure series, and the first 2 Sundering novels as well. So make sure you get those $5.01 donations in, because we are so close. It'll only take 10 more of those to hit 330,000.
That's awesome. Oh, nice one. Nice
Can
one.
do it.
Man, there's people on Hair Trigger animated games.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
good. They're
I believe
very good.
the record is something like 22 seconds.
No, the record
Yeah.
is 10 seconds.
Yeah.
10
What?
seconds?
10 seconds.
Wow.
There was a
You guys are awesome.
I love that we have stats for everything too.
There was one that was done during while it was still going.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Someone's got
Also,
some.
I believe
major
every
mojo.
single random dance party is archived on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shout out for
every
Flowchart
random.
Warriors and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the other
There's a
people
whole
logging
there's a whole
information.
YouTube thing for like RDP.
That's
whatever.
insane. That is absolutely insane.
So, did you guys do a call-in with Jen Hale?
We have not.
No.
Oh, okay. No, I thought she was.
I believe she called last year as part of your auction.
Oh, wait, yeah.
And we do. We
That's
did
right. Oh,
get-
that's right. Yeah.
We did get. We have the Normandy signed by her.
We do have a Normandy that was signed by her. Yes,
Yeah,
that's also
model
true.
She's also awesome.
Model.
She and I appeared in Shelf Life, which is also something, the Shelf Life series. That's Tara Platt and Yuri Lowenthal's series. Monkey Kingdom, I believe, is the name of their production company. And it's so fun. It follows the fictional. It's like, what if the action figures on a young boy's shelf came to life when he wasn't around? But it's not kind of Toy Story, so it's kind of mature. So they're dealing with adult themes like. Adult theme. So it's a lot of fun. So Jen and I played 2 supervillains in that. I was the Iron Dragon, and she was Killerina, and man, that was a lot of fun. Killerina. Actually, it's funny. Paul Pape, who runs, I wish I could remember the name of his company, but I'll look it up later. Actually, it's bugging me now. He makes custom ring boxes. Tally, you would go crazy for the work he does, and he does custom action figures. And so he made a custom action figure of the Iron Dragon as part of my appearance. Well, I went back to him and got like a two pack of Killerina and Iron Dragon sort of together, like in a blister pack and everything. It's so awesome. They're I got that. I got one for Ian, one for Jen. So I haven't given it yet actually to Jen, so I have to do that. Obviously, I've been in Star Trek Continues and a whole bunch of other stuff. But the cool thing is, and Pika's standing right there. Some of you may know that I was the celebrity backer for the Veronica Mars Kickstarter, which got me a spot in the upcoming Veronica Mars movie, not to mention going down to LA and hanging with Rob and Kristen and all the other cool people down there. I asked if I was allowed to bring a guest, and they said yes. So, not wanting to, I went to my friends and said to the Veronica Mars shoot, and about 7,000 people said, me. And I said, who wants to come to the Veronica Mars shoot who is actually available on the following days? And that went down to about 6. So I used a wonderful online service called random.org because I don't want to lose any friends by saying I picked you. And I recorded the video of it and everything like that. And Pika was the one that came up. So Pika and I went down to the Veronica Mars shoot, and it was a blast.
Awesome.
It was a blast. It really was fun. And in fact, in my little green case, which I'll give you later, I have some stuff from that shoot. I have some exclusive stickers from the shoot, and I have, actually, you know what, if somebody wants to, actually, Pika, if you want to go into my green case, you're going to see wedged between 2 cardboard boxes, you're going to see the stickers, which you can keep, and you're going to see another little thing, which is kind of cool, and if you bring it over here, we'll show it to the crowd, which is yours to keep as well. Originally, they were saying they were only going to give it to the backers, but I managed to wangle you one. Just dig through it. There's nothing too compromising there.
So are you going to be in the?
I'm in the movie. I have a speaking role in the Veronica Mars movie.
And when does that actually come out? Is there a release date?
They don't have a firm release date, but I think February or January, February, something like that. So those 4 stickers, and then it looks like an invitation kind of thing. It kind of looks like an invitation kicking around in there. That's it. Bring it over here. So this is. I'm not telling any secrets now by letting people know that if any of you follow Veronica Mars, there's actually a part of the plot revolves around an attendance at the Neptune High 10-year reunion for Veronica's class. They made up an actual invitation to the 10-year anniversary as if we were invited guests, and so I've got one, and there's yours. I couldn't even tell you how many of those there are, but there are not a lot of them, like maybe 15, something like that. So open it up. It's amazingly well done. So that's yours, Pika. That's your.
Thank you.
That's for you.
Oh, it's so
Let's
cool.
steal it from Pika. Sell it to the children. Or the children.
I don't know. If we were to sell one, I would sell mine. I don't know. But you know what? It's such an amazing piece of like that. That's something that doesn't happen a lot, and you wouldn't want to part with that memory. So. Let's see. I'm going to stop. Oh wait. Well, XE, sort of the company that I started back in 1993 with my best friend Barrick Farmer, celebrated its 20th anniversary on August 23rd.
Wow.
We just opened a new office actually out here in Victoria, which is where I was about an hour ago. And let me think. We're still like. I don't know, somewhere around site 300 of all the sites in the world, something like that, 330, sometimes higher, sometimes lower, depending on traffic. Our app is now by far and away the most downloaded currency app in existence. I think we're well over 20 million downloads of the app and rising. So, I don't know, things are, was it good year? I had a good year doing lots of stuff. So, sorry, the point of all those shout-outs were thank you to all the people that I mentioned there, because first of all, for making my year interesting, but second of all, for doing all the cool creative stuff that you do. I mean, we have this wonderful large geek community, which is really kind of like I've said this before, kind of like a secret society of people that create and make awesome things, and it's been a wonderful pleasure and honor for you to open up your doors and hearts and let me be a part of that. So to all the people I mentioned, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your wonderful projects, and they're every single one of them is freaking amazing. So if you are in the chat and you have heard me talk about anything and you went, I've never heard of that before, just seriously go and look into it.
We should get you to give your list to our bloggers, and they can put up a blog post of Steve's recommendations.
Well, if you go to drakeagen.com, I've linked to almost everything on there. So there's a lot of stuff on. So that's dracogen.com, and just pick around, see if anything interests you. So okay, I'm done doing all my shout outs, but I had a lot of people I promised that to, so thanks for your patience.
Those people have also helped Steve to be able to provide some of the cool prizes and
absolutely
stuff that he has, so it's relevant to Desert Bus.
I have 2 things to tell you about. One is that we have hit $330,000.
I'm good for that. I'm good for that.
Putting us within spitting distance, within extremely short distance, something like $1,200 of 1.6 million lifetime.
Awesome.
Wow.
Which is
I think we can make a noise.
definitely getting up